Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 5, titled The Door. This episode is packed with major developments across Westeros and Essos, revealing crucial history, shifting power dynamics, and delivering one of the show's most heartbreaking moments. If you missed it or just need a refresher, stick around for the breakdown. The episode kicks off in the north, where Sansa Stark is finally reunited with Petyr Baelish, or Littlefinger, who claims to have brought the Knights of the Vale to aid her. But Sansa is far from grateful. She confronts him fiercely about handing her over to the monstrous Ramsay Bolton, detailing the abuse she suffered and asking if he knew what Ramsay was truly like. Brienne of Tarth backs Sansa up, pressing Littlefinger further. Littlefinger tries to salvage the situation, mentioning that her great-uncle, Brynden the Blackfish Tully, has raised an army and retaken River Run. But Sansa is resolved. She and Jon Snow will retake the north themselves. Before leaving, Littlefinger drops a cryptic reference to her brother Bran, but Sansa dismisses him, ordering him never to return. She has rejected his manipulation and is forging her own path. Meanwhile, across the Narrow Sea in Braavos, Arya Stark continues her rigorous training with the Faceless Men. She witnesses a crude play depicting recent events in Westeros, including her father's death and her sister Sansa's mistreatment, from a skewed perspective that paints the Lannisters and Littlefinger favorably while mocking the Starks. This deeply affects Arya, forcing her to question the Faceless Men's mission. She specifically asks about her assigned target, Lady Crane, the actress playing Sansa in the play, and learns the hit is simply a paid job, not an act of justice. In a significant flashback, Bran Stark, training with the Three-Eyed Raven, delves into the ancient past. He witnesses the Children of the Forest, the magical beings who inhabited Westeros before humans, gather around a man tied to a weirwood tree. To Bran's horror, one of the children plunges a dragonglass blade into the man's heart, revealing that the Children of the Forest created the first White Walker, the Night King himself, as a weapon against the invading First Men, a weapon that obviously spiraled out of their control. Back on the Iron Islands, the Kingsmoot is underway to choose a new ruler after Balon Greyjoy's death. Yara Greyjoy boldly stakes her claim, supported surprisingly by her brother Theon, who speaks out against his father's cruelty and endorses Yara as the true leader. However, their uncle Euron Greyjoy arrives to challenge them. Euron is charismatic but brutal, openly confessing to murdering Baelon. He wins over the Ironborn by promising to build a massive fleet and conquer Westeros by sailing to Meereen and marrying Daenerys Targaryen, offering them dragons and conquest. Euron is crowned king through the traditional Ironborn drowning ritual. His first order of business: kill Yara and Theon. In Meereen, Tyrion Lannister and Varys are working to stabilize the city in Daenerys' absence. They seek allies among the religious leaders and meet Kinvara, a powerful high priestess of the Red Temple. Kinvara is immediately convinced that Daenerys is the prophesied prince that was promised, destined to lead the fight against the coming darkness. Varys, ever the skeptic, challenges her by bringing up Stannis Baratheon, who was also championed by a Red Priestess and failed. But Kinvara silences him by revealing her knowledge of his own dark past. The sorcerer who castrated him as a child and the voice Varys heard in the flames. This unnerves Varys and confirms Kinvara's supernatural insight, suggesting the Lord of Light's power is indeed at play and aligned with Daenerys. The vision is violently interrupted when the Night King, somehow sensing Bran across time and space, reaches out and touches him, marking him. When Bran wakes, the Three-Eyed Raven confirms that the Night King now knows where they are and will come for them. Back in the north, Jon and Sansa are strategizing their campaign to retake Winterfell from the Boltons. They sit with Davos Seaworth, Brienne, and Tormund Giantsbane, reviewing maps and discussing potential allies. They quickly realize the small force of wildlings and loyal northerners they have isn't enough. Jon believes they need to convince more northern houses, like the Mormonts and Glovers, to join them. Hearing about the Blackfish's actions from Littlefinger, information she initially kept to herself, Sansa suggests seeking aid from the Tullys at Riverrun and dispatches Brienne to deliver a message. Despite Brienne's concerns about leaving Sansa unprotected with the likes of Davos and the Red Woman, Sansa insists that despite Ramsay's hold, the Stark name still holds immense power and loyalty in the north. To emphasize this, she presents Jon with new clothing embroidered with a Stark direwolf. The episode culminates back at the Green Seer cave beyond the wall. Meera Reed expresses her weariness, but her hopes are shattered when she looks outside. The massive army of the dead, led by the Night King, has arrived, drawn by the mark Bran received. The children of the forest prepare to defend the cave entrance. In his vision, Bran is still connected to the past, watching his father Ned Stark. Meera desperately tries to wake Bran from his vision. The three-eyed raven, knowing their time is up, urges Bran to listen to his friend, telling Hodor he needs him. As wights pour into the cave, as wights swarm Hodor at the cave door, Meera screams at Bran to warg into Hodor to make him move. In a frantic convergence of past and present, Bran wargs into Hodor in the present, while simultaneously witnessing a young Hodor in Winterfell. The three-eyed raven also dies in the vision, consumed by the Night King. The adult Hodor, driven by Bran's command and Meera's desperate plea to hold the door, resist the wights as Bran and Meera escape through a back tunnel. The strain breaks the young Hodor's mind in the past, causing him to collapse and repeat the words "hold the door" over and over, which slurs into Hodor, revealing the tragic origin of his name and condition. Hodor holds the door until the wights overwhelm and kill him, sacrificing himself to save Bran and Meera. The door was a pivotal episode, shattering assumptions about the White Walker's origins, exposing Littlefinger's continued treachery, setting Euron Greyjoy on a collision course with Daenerys, and revealing a painful truth about Hodor's lifelong sacrifice. Bran and Meera are now alone and hunted beyond the wall, while Jon and Sansa face the daunting task of uniting the North. The stage is set for massive conflicts to come, both against the Boltons and the encroaching army of the dead. Thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what you thought of Hodor's heartbreaking sacrifice. Don't forget to like and subscribe.